Today's topic, what's in my stick bag and why I use what I use. Let's get to it. Welcome to anybody that's new and welcome back to all the returning folks. Today's topic, like I mentioned, is about what's in my stick bag. I got several people asking me, hey, what do you use? What's your favorite stick? How many sticks should I have in my bag? That type of stuff. So today we're going to go down that path. Being a percussionist, not just a drum set player, not just a snare drummer, I use a ton of stuff. Today I'm going to discuss my stick bag for my drum kit work. This bag I brought out to show you. This is my percussion bag. This thing's huge. As you can tell, it's a monster. And it's got a ton of stuff in it. So, I use a lot of this stuff on a daily basis with my students here at school. Marching sticks, orchestrals, xylophone bell mallets, marimba mallets, timpani over here, concert snare drum sticks, that type of stuff. I'm not going to go into what's in this bag yet. If this is something you'd like me to go over, I own several of these bags and they're pretty much all full with all kinds of different stuff in them for different purposes. If that's something you want to know about, please put it down in the comments section and I can certainly do that. But today, for time's sake, we're just going to go into what is in my drumstick bag. So here we go. All right, so my drumstick bag for my drum kit playing. I am a Vic Firth endorser. Love the company. It's been they've been awesome to me. Love using their sticks. They have so many cool products, not just sticks, but mallets and timpani mallets and marching stuff, marching bass drum mallets, tenors. Wow. Tons of brush options. They have a ton of stuff, and their history is what a great company. So super proud to be working with Vic Firth. Proud endorser here. So you see my Vic Firth bag. This, if I'm not mistaken, this particular bag no longer exists. I think they've replaced it with a newer version of this. This is a pretty heavy duty bag. Lots of room, lots of pockets in it. But you're not interested in the pockets, are you? No, you're interested in what's in the bag. So here we go. Now, I use most of the time in my playing, I use, these are a little beat up because I've been playing with them, but I use, if you can see this, the Vic Firth 55A. Came across these sticks, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years ago, or less. Yeah, somewhere around there. I was always trying to find that thing. A 5A stick was a little thin for me. A 5B stick felt a little thick for me. When this came out, it's kind of I don't want to say it's a combination of the two, but it felt like it was what was meant to be in my hand when I played. It's got an acorn tip, which I personally love when I play. That's my go-to type tip for a drumstick. The size of the stick just works for me. I really, really like playing with this particular drumstick. Seems to last, made out of hickory. It just does everything I needed to do. It's my general go-to all around. I could play everything well with this drumstick on the drum set. It also works too. We use it here at school. This is what we start our kids on. It's not too big. It's not too small. It just works. It works for snare drum, concert snare drum for them, for the younger kids. Works for drum set, obviously. So I wanted to go with a stick that was an all-arounder. I felt this is an all-arounder. This is what we put in our kids' hands here at Faith Lutheran. The 55A, just a great feeling, awesome stick, in my opinion, all right? But that isn't all I have in the bag. That's what I have most of, obviously. I also have, whenever I want to play something heavier, more rock oriented, I move up to the Vic Firth Benny Greb stick. Beefier, more like a 2B or a 5B maybe not a 2B, but more like a 5B. It's just got more heft. It's thicker, it's heavier. The acorn tip is bigger. There's just more mass. You just feel more power with this. So if you're trying to play heavy backbeats, maybe a Zeppelin-ish type thing, and you want that heavy, wet snare drum sound, for me, this is the stick I would go to. It's just a heavier stick. I don't use it all the time, but it is a good feeling stick. It does its job when I want to play heavier on the kit. All right. Moving on. Now, if I'm playing jazz, my jazz stick of choice are the 85As. Now, I got hip to these through watching Mark Juliana play. This was he uses either 85A or just a straight 5A. I would try these out. I think they're a little bit thinner than a 5A, but for jazz, something that I want to, it's lighter, still an acorn tip. Like I said, I really like acorn tips, but they're lighter. I can be a little more technical with these. It's not so heavy. So that's why I go with 85As. I got several pairs of those in here. And again, jazz playing or maybe light lounge work, things like that. I think the 85A is fantastic. Love them. It's a great feeling stick. Let's keep moving, shall we? For a lighter, this is way more jazz stick to me, is the SD4. Now, all these other sticks are made out of hickory. This is made out of maple. It's a lighter wood. It reacts off cymbals and such. It's a lighter sound. It's a thinner stick than just about anything else in my bag. Matter of fact, it is the thinnest stick in my bag, I think. It's light, it's thin. This tip, I guess you call that I don't know what you call that, a bullet head tip, something like that, maybe. For jazz light playing, this is the stick I go to. I don't use it all the time. Matter of fact, out of the bag, this is probably the least used, but I keep it in there just in case I have to make a quick change on a gig. You have to be able to accomplish what the band leader or whatnot is asking you to do, and if it's a sound choice or whatnot, you have to have a couple options, at least I think so, especially in the professional world. So the SD4, light, maple, it is the thinnest stick in the bag, but it's still okay in my hand. It's still okay. It's not the 55A, but it works for me at least. Let's keep moving on. I always keep a pair of these in there. Concert sticks, just in case. These are the Ne Risaro Vic Firths. I wouldn't play drum set with this. This is not something I'm gonna, beat the crap out of and rim shot and beat cymbals with. This is in my bag for another pair of concert sticks just to be prepared. It's a decent stick on snare drum. It's got this, I don't know what type of tip you would call that, but it's beautiful on concert snare drum, and it just works. Again, it's in the bag just for safety's sake in case I need that on a gig. These are Roots by Vic Firth, and they're a version of rods. They're just dowel rods, if you can see. That's what they are. They have a real cool just effect. It's kind of a slappy type effect on cymbals, drums. I really dig these. They play like drumsticks, okay? And it's just a different sound. It's just a fun sound. You can roll with them, double stroke roll with them. Just play around the kit, but you can tell, you hear that kind of slappiness. It's just an effect. It's a sound. Sometimes it's a sound you want. A lot of times it's not, but again, I think you need to have a pair of these. These do show up in music from time to time. Everything from jazz to rock to prog rock, whatnot, these show up occasionally. So I have them in my bag. They are fun to play with because it's just a different sound. It's a fun sound. So I would recommend, getting a set of rods, the Roots from Vic Firth or whatever rods from another company. I would go with them and put a pair in your bag. They're just a ton of fun to play. Okay. And lastly, as far as playing implements, pair of brushes. I got a pair of jazz brushes from Vic Firth. That one's kind of the marking's coming off, so I'll use this one. Jazz brush. That's what it is. You drummers already know what it is. It's funny. I've played a lot of different brushes, and I really like these because they have weight to them. It's kind of like a stick weight to me almost. The handle is longer than most brushes, and the brushes, the metal seems thicker. Like it's not. Some brushes seem very thin. This seems thicker, and it just, when you play with them, when you scratch the head with them or you slap the head with them, it's a sound I like. It's beefier. It's like it's there. You can't get away from it. The brush is playing. It has heft. I like that. It just plays well for me. All right. It's just a good playing brush. As far as, hey, I keep saying I use 55As. That's my go-to stick. That's the stick I found over trial and error to be the stick for me. Okay? You need to try different types of sticks. Okay? I'm sure if you have a teacher, like I said, here at Faith, I push the 55A for just about everything that's going on out there. That doesn't mean a kid can't go out and buy a different stick and like it more. You kind of got to find out what's right for you. Bigger hands, smaller hands, that all contributes. You got to find your stick. Yes, I love the 55A. You may love the 5A. You may like a really thin stick like a 7A. That's perfectly fine. However, as you notice, I have these different types of implements. Even though the 55A is my jam, I will use a different type of stick, maybe thinner, that isn't so comfortable in my hand for a sound that I need. Okay? So, but if you're trying to find your stick that you're going to use all the time, go to a store, get them in your hands. Hopefully they would let you play with a pair on a pad. They're not going to let you do it on a drum set because they're new sticks. And if you do that, they'll never be able to sell them. So hopefully they'll let you play on a pad or something, and you can get them in your hands. You can try them out. So over time, I've come across lots and lots of sticks. 55A is it for me. That's my all-arounder. Find your all-arounder. Find your all-around stick. I don't think there is a best stick. It's individual. There are best implements for music, but I don't think there's a best stick that everybody on the planet should be using. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right. So that about wraps it up for me today. If you want to hear my mallet bag, put it in the comments, and I'll try and make a video about it if that's something you want to hear. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any content. And with that, we're done here, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.